Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review over in the Raggy's tap room. Today, very special beer, collaboration between three of the most highly ranked Imperial Stout makers in the country. We're talking Sinnister Brewing from Scotland, Emperor's Brewery from Leicestershire, and Bang The Elephant from Derbyshire, or on the Nottinghamshire border. It's a Nottinghamshire postcode. Anyway. So the beer is called Sedrian Delight. There we go. ABV is 13.2%. And obviously with the breweries, there you go, there's the breweries there. Bang The Elephant, Emperors and Sinnister. Imperial Oyster Stout. On the back it reads, sip on the dark side with Sedrian Delight. An Imperial Oyster Stout made famous by sinister pirates of the Outer Rim territories. Brewed with the finest oysters from the planet Sedrian, also the favourite snack of the Bantha. This rich and bold beer boasts a complex flavour profile with hints of roasted malt, chocolate and briny sea salt. Indulge in a truly out of this world experience with Sedrian Delight. May the force be with your taste buds. Obviously brewed over at Bailey Brook Business Park, Unit 14. Unit 13 is the new base for Emperor's Brewery. I still think it's going to be some splattered out the can. A tap room at some stage, I do. So here we go. So lovely black pour with a dark tan head. Looks the job, doesn't it? 13.2%, a nice ABV. Drank in the beer room at a temperature of about, what temperature is it in here? It's about 11 degrees in here. So I could take the jacket off really, but I've only got my scruffy work clothes underneath anyway. Although I've got a bit of a sweat on to me. So let's get these off. Scruffy workload day, can't help it. You have to go to work, earn the pennies. So the head has already dissipated, and yeah, been a while since I've had an oyster stout. I've never had an Imperial Oyster Stout, so new to me. Here we go. Certainly getting the chocolate malts on this. I thought I got a hint of sea salt on the aroma. It's different. It's big, thick beer. So Sinnister Brewing, I think it was in January, came to Nottingham to the junkyard and did a tap takeover with Emperors and Bang the Elephant, which culminated the next morning in this beer being brewed. There was a junk takeover at the Kilpin as well at the same time. I think that was Thornbridge and Budvar. So, you know, really puts those two beer places on the map. Really warming in the stomach this. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to savour the beer. Sinnister Brew, known for their Imperial Stouts. Two blokes known for their Imperial Stouts over in Scotland. Emperor's Brewery, known for his Imperials. And Bang the Elephant, known for their Imperials, their barrel aged stuff, and obviously a lot of craft beer as well. And craft beer, you know, when we talk about craft breweries, they firmly, that label certainly fits them. You know, a lot of people can put their beer in cans, but it ain't craft. And you know, you see that all the time. I see it both locally and nationally. So, you know, well, I'm not going to name names and upset people. Yeah, I can do that often enough as it is. Oh, there's a big thickness to the beer. Like all good beers, let the air get to it, let it breathe, let's see how it tastes. You know, none of these 4-minute reviews you can go away with that sort of thing. And there we go, last drop out of the can. Let me just make sure I get all the drops out of the can. Still available on the website, I think, along with the other Bang the Elephant beers, and Emperor's Brewery beers now are also on the Bang the Elephant website, which is a great thing. You know, good to see his beers being sold at last. It's great for me being local to them, because Langley Mill is literally 20 minutes that way. So not far around, not far from my daughter's basically. So it's not overly far. So when the new releases come out, to get the new releases. And obviously, for me, I want to be, I've got the 2 big releases. I've got one of the Emperors and a couple of the more sessionable Bang the Elephant beers. Although all their beers, you know, they bring out styles of beers that I see no other brewery doing. They did bring out a grisette once, and I've got the bottle behind me, just that, yeah, you can just see it on the shelf behind me. I'd never even heard of a grisette, and I had to look it up to find out what hell a grisette was. So Bang the Elephant, 5 years old now, and officially 5 years old anyway. Just done a tap takeover and brews down in, I think it was Cornwall and Plymouth. I might be wrong about the Cornwall. I'm sure I've seen Plymouth, Portsmouth, Plymouth. I don't know. It was down south. Stannery was one. I think it was Stannery. I did see the pictures and that and read, but my memory's about as good as anybody else's. So yeah, 5 years now, and I've watched these guys bring out amazing wealth of Imperial Stouts, and it's good to see their beers going much wider and more collaborations. They've won the Craft Beer Festival's Best Bar for the last 3 years. First year, they came in at the last second on their own and stormed it. Absolutely stormed it. I mean, when you've got beers like Lumiere on the bar, that's just an amazing beer. There's no Imperial Stout drinkers out there who've drank that who can't say that is an absolutely stunning beer. Second year, there was with Emperor's Brewery and Fire Rock Brewing Company out of Sutton Ashfield, and again stormed it. Last year it was just Emperor's and Bang the Elephant, and again rocked it. This year they've got an extra body on the bar this year, a Nano Brewery out of Billsthorpe, and we'll leave that one for you to guess. I assume it's common knowledge. I hope it's common knowledge and I haven't just shot myself in the foot. But yeah, Bang the Elephant for me, got in, you know, at the last second, and since then, you know, stormed it. And Nottingham Craft Beer Festival, you know, it's sometimes listening to the public who you know might badger you as it were, is a good thing. You know, the people that drink the beer, of course. This year's Nottingham Craft Beer Festival is going to be for me, is going to be the most exciting yet. The plethora of breweries is unbelievable. Some absolutely amazing breweries from across the UK. Myself, I'm going down on Friday to enjoy the beers, the whole shebang really. And this year, I'm not on my own, so I won't be doing that again. Yeah, fell over multiple times, ended up in hospital. Could have been much worse. You know, there's a good thing about drinking amazing beers, but there's also that thing where be careful. Anyway, on with the beer. So we've given it time to breathe now. Like a fine wine, it's all about letting it breathe. You know, these days with duty, you pay a lot more for your cans than you probably would have done, and it's only because of the greed of this government that happens, whilst they let off the macro breweries, which beggars belief. But so your Imperial Stouts these days, your big Imperial Stouts, are going to cost more, and you'll see that across the board everywhere. Your big beers, but you know the big beers are worth that extra treat money to go and get. Chocolatey, malty, and again sea salt. It's very different. I assume that's from the oyster. Last oyster stout I have, if it was Marston's or something else. It's been a long while. It might have been another brand. I'm trying to think. Unless you just change the name of it. So it's very different. For me, very different. ABV, hitting home beautifully. Oh, although it better not hit home too much. Otherwise I get a bollocking off the wife. But there you go. You know, these things happen, don't they? So, my first ever Sinnister brewing beer. I know that the Pottle in Beeston had some Sinnister brewing, and if we go there on Saturday, I'll have to check out their craft beer fridge just to see if they've got any in. You know, as a fan of beer and somebody who does reviews, as a hobby, not as a job, not to become a social influencer, even though the channel has got relatively slightly popular, I don't think it will ever go that way, because I'm not as clued up and gifted as other people are of exploiting social media, which some people are just a lot better, you know, despite whatever content you put out. But yeah, hobby I enjoy, and I get enough from the hobby, as well as doing my own gardening, and as well as family. You know, family, your work, and a drink. You know, that balanced lifestyle is what, you know, what we all should strive for, really. One can't go without the other, really. A good work environment, unless you're rich, you don't need to work. That's another situation. I mean, if I was rich, then we'd have a Raggy's tap room, proper Raggy's tap room, somewhere reasonably close by, because one, I hate travelling, and more of a micro pub tap room, and certainly there will be tap takeovers and meet the brewers, because why would you not? And certainly, you know, I know what I want to do, but one day it's like having the dream to be able to do it, and yeah, a lot of ribbon. Hey, we all need a lot of ribbon, don't we? We'd all like to dream and do things. I'd love to go back to Disney, but bloody hell, these days the price. it's like very different. Very different. That sea salty element. It works, but it's just different. It's just I mean, the chocolatey and the malt offset it nicely, but the hint of that coming in. It's an interesting beer, you know. Sometimes it's, with beer drinking, it's about exploration, discovery, pushing boundaries. Can really tell you taste that sea salt. It's crazy, because if someone said to me, would you like a sea salt beer? I'd be like, no, you can bog off. And yet here I am, drinking from 3 of the country's finest Imperial Stout makers, an Imperial Oyster Stout. Chocolate, malt and sea salt. And it's crazy. Yeah. If you had said to me, like, beforehand, this is the beer, this is what you're going to get, I'd have said, oh, I'm not having that. But yeah, it's crazy how our beers challenge, and you know, the different tastes of beers challenge your taste buds. And it's all about trying, you know. A lot of people won't move into a different area because they're scared of tastes and that. But if you don't try and you don't learn to try stuff, you'll never move on in that respect. I'll give you an example. At one stage I was predominantly lager drinker. I did like a Mansfield Bitter though, more Heineken, and then I moved on to real ales. My mate Graham and Keith got me into the world of real ales. We then went from real ales to first rosé wines, then white wines, and then red wines. And since then, I pretty much can drink most things. I mean, I still can't drink Sambuca. It made me violently ill. I'm still not keen on Hoegaarden. But most other beers and beer styles I'm good with. And again, that challenging, you know. Anyway, bloody hell, the 13%'s absolutely rocking me. But it's also good to talk about flavours that you get and appreciating the flavour, and you know, just enjoying that journey. Every can of beer, especially the more expensive ones, are a journey to save you know. And not to be drank in under 10 minutes, which is why 20 minutes nearly into the review and I'm still supping. So, a collaboration between 3 amazing Imperial Stout makers. I've never actually had a Sinnister Brew beer directly, so I'm going to rectify that. I'm going to go and see this weekend if the good people at the Pottle have got any in. Obviously had Emperor's Brewery before, and obviously had a lot of Bang The Elephant. 13.2% beer. Like I said, an Imperial Oyster Stout would not sounds amazing to me. Had I known it'd be the sea salt, I would have probably not drank it, but I'm glad I didn't, I'm glad I didn't read about sea salt before I knew about it, because the chocolate and the malt, the Imperial Stout with that sea salt element, they work together so well. So would I drink it again? I'd like to try it on keg, yeah, just to see if there's any difference. Out of 5 for me, 4.3 out of 5 for this one. And that's my review. Thank you for watching. See you soon. And bloody hell, I can feel it.